Spellbloom. Lo, a Spellblooms. I don't know what this name means here. Let me look here. Every 100 years, a mystical flower appears to the most knowledgeable mage on an island. Okay, whatever. This is a game where you're building a spell book of 10 cards. You're doing so by using dice, like this.
Each player is going to have a player board, and your goal is to score points. You're going to be filling this with spells. You'll notice there's some sigils here that if you complete them, this is not completed, but you'll get points for them at the end of the game. There are some cards, like this one here, for example, that have endgame scoring that will give you points. Like this one gives you points for every purple spell in my book. So this one would give me points for that at the end of the game. Hopefully I put it here to get another matching sigil. Players will be collecting cards that they'll get points for as time goes by. So this is 3 points plus the number of blue that I have. This is 10 points, but I lose 2 points for every fire symbol that I have on the different spells that are in my spell book. And as you cast spells themselves, you are going to get points in the top corner. And sometimes when you put a certain spell in a slot, so for example, this one says if I put an orange spell in this slot, I'm going to get 2 points. Now, once you put a card down, it's there forever, and you'll notice you're only going to be putting out 10 cards total. How do you get these spells? There's going to be a board here in the middle of the table that's going to have the different spells of 6 different colors. There's going to be 6 guide dice here, and players are going to roll 6 dice and have them available on their board. Players will also be gaining and using potions over the course of the game. So let's say, for example, I want this white spell here. Well, that's my target difficulty die is 5 for the white spell. So I need to spend dice that equal 5. So I will now spend the blue and the red dice. On your board, you're going to keep your dice that are available and the dice that you are spending in different spots. Since I spent exactly 2 dice, I'm going to get 2 potions. If you spend 3 or more dice, you get 3 points. And if you spend 1 die, you don't get anything, because that's kind of easy. I want the red card. I'll spend the green die here to get that red card. Not a problem. Potions can be used to add or subtract from the numbers on the dice and or to use one of these guide dice. Once the guide dice have been used, they'll be re-rolled and put back, so there's always going to be some guide dice for people to take. When you take a spell, you'll get the points on it immediately and then add it to your board. You can also spend this to get rid of a row and replace them with new cards if you don't like the ones that are out there already. And if you are run out of dice, or if you just want some more spells and you can't figure out what to do, you rest. When you rest, you'll re-roll your dice. You get to use them again. If you have any of these tokens, once you put a card in front of you, you can sometimes put a token on it to use that token to get some sort of special ability. Those will come back to you, and you get one of these whenever you rest. That's it. Your turn ends. And we're going to keep going till someone places their 10th spell in their spell book. Once someone fills up their spell book completely, there's another round, and then we add up points, and whoever has the most points is the winner.
Spellbloom is from Brain Games and is actually one of their bigger games. They usually make a lot of small little games. This one is fine. I know that's sort of faint praise or so, but as you roll the dice, you're like, I will use this number and take these two and build that number and give these, I will spend these tokens to add this to this so I can get this and now I get this card. Now, where do you put it? At the beginning, you're trying to match those sigils. In fact, you can spend the whole game and probably match the sigils if you want to, but you're ignoring everything else. This one here gives me points for purple cards. And of course, I never see another purple card for the rest of the time. It's interesting. It's a way to pass time. I feel like there might be a few too many rules for how simple the game is. I didn't dislike playing it. It doesn't look like all that much. I mean, matching those sigils is the coolest thing. It feels good to put stuff down. But it does kind of drag. I mean, you're only playing 10 cards, but it drags a little bit near the end when you're like, there's only 3 spots to put these cards, so I will use a potion and wipe the bottom cards and hope I get exactly the card I need. That's kind of what you do near the end. So it's fine. Some interesting ideas, but I think ultimately a little forgettable. 6 out of 10, Spellbloom.